Dear kitmen, we see you, we appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kitman. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit. Make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kitman. In the meantime, it's on the kitman to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kitman then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, him over there, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen the
tech up doing here?
What's happening there, Jimbo?
Shambles already, mate. We ain't even started.
Dump that. Dump it. Dumped it. Didn't go out.
Has anyone seen? No.
Has anyone seen the tech up?
Oh, shambles from you and all. Big night across the talkSPORT network. Newcastle, they're through to the next round, Champions League. 9-3 win against Carrick. Didn't you draw against them?
Drew with Carrick, mate. We drew with Carrick.
Up the gels. We're asking, you even enjoy win as a fan that much? You know, like, what's the best way to win a football game? Dominating, snatching it at the end, or a man sent off and hanging on, or winning 9-3? Wrexham, now sitting in the promotion places, fairy tale story for them. Well, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. They've got loads of money. You can have your say on that. Would you want to see him in the Premier League? Go free. 717-223344. And Cundy, finally, he's got some praise for Arsenal.
Whoa!
It's not about the quality on the pitch.
What do you mean?
Champions League action to look ahead to tomorrow as well, live on talkSPORT. But get involved in the show. Loads to talk about. 03 717 22 33 44. Hello, mate.
Hello, matey.
How are you?
I'm all right. How's your day been?
Yeah, great.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I've got a flat tyre.
Fat tyre, did you say?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
no.
Sorry.
I got a flat tyre.
Sorry, mate. I thought you lost some weight. To be fair.
Well, I have lost some weight, but
Well,
you haven't noticed. Thanks for
I thought you being a bit harsh.
Thanks for obviously putting it out
No,
there.
you have. No. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. I've lost 9 pounds.
Well, listen. Can we have little ripple?
There's no ripples. No one's clapping at
I
it.
don't mean the ripple you eat. I mean,
That's a good chocolate bar.
it's
Ripple.
great. The old ripple, mate.
Ripple's top drawer.
Don't knock the ripple.
No, good.
Don't knock him. Well done.
Double decker.
Hey, what are you on about?
I'm saying the old chocolate bar. You mentioned the ripple.
Double decker, mate.
No, not having it?
No.
What have you been up to?
Uh,
I've got a flat tyre. I've got to sort it out. I mean, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
I mean, which one is it? I mean, not that I care.
What difference does that
I
make?
know. As soon as that question left my lips, I realised it means nothing.
Well, it kind of does, actually. Because
Oh,
I think
does
the
it?
front two, if they go,
Yeah.
you're in big trouble. Because you can't turn, can you? The back two don't turn.
So is it back drive or back passenger?
It's back drive, yeah. Back drive.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. It's terrible. It's
So that's what
one of the
I've done.
worst questions I've asked. That.
That is a terrible question.
Which tyre is it? Imagine people are going, hold on, turn this up. We're about to find out which O'Hara's gone flat.
So, yeah, bit of a nightmare. How about you? What have you been up to?
Not a lot, mate.
Brilliant.
No,
I mean,
a lot,
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Not a lot. I mean, what do you want me to
Do you do anything? Do you do anything apart from coming here?
Yeah, I do bits.
No, you don't do bits.
I do bits and bobs.
You don't do bits and bobs, mate. You don't do anything.
I do bits and bobs,
You
mate.
do nothing.
Do bits and bobs.
You're like Spurs, mate, at home. You do nothing.
Fail. I fail at home.
Look, obviously we watched the games. A bit of a
We knew.
bit of a wet lettuce, the game tonight, wasn't
Well, look, they've done the hard part, didn't they? Last midweek, they absolutely destroyed Carabag. Obviously Anthony Gordon was the poster boy for that performance because he scored 4, didn't he? He did score 4, and the tie was effectively over. It's about just being professional, making sure no injuries, don't do anything stupid, get through the 90 minutes. Most Newcastle fans that turned up, it's not one of those games where you go there with there being some jeopardy on the game. There was no jeopardy at all. It was like, we're going to watch our team go through. What sort of performance? I thought Newcastle, right?
Oh, they're more than right.
No, I know.
They won 9-3.
No, I know tonight. Tonight's performance. The tie was over.
Yeah.
Just turn up, do your job, be professional. Don't get a silly red card. That's the sort of thing I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't get a silly injury. Come through it unscathed.
Yeah.
And actually, when you think about the problem that teams have, Newcastle had, is that they've got 2 extra games in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That Chelsea didn't have, Spurs didn't have, Man United. Man United fans, I didn't realise Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal didn't have.
Yeah.
And it's only an extra game they've had, really, if you think about it. Okay, it was over in Baku,
Yeah.
which has got its own issues travelling wise, but tonight actually wasn't as taxing as it could have been. So, all things considered, well done them. In the knockout stages, all 6.
They've got to sort their Premier League form out, though.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
They're not been
Of course
good enough
they
in the
do.
Premier League this season.
Of course they do.
When you watch them, like I watch Newcastle, and I think they're a good team.
They can be a good
They've
side.
got some really good players.
They can
play,
be.
They can play well. They're physical, strong in midfield. They've got quality in wide areas.
Yeah.
Top players, decent back 4.
Yeah.
When you watch them in the Premier League, I'm a bit like, what's going on with them?
Well, I saw them against Man City, and another day they may come away with a point. That Dan Burn goal, another day might.
But the problem is they're not. They've played like that a lot this season.
They're not.
They've done that a lot.
Their away form has been pretty terrible. But they're finding, a little bit like you lot, really. Your best form has been in the Champions League.
Yeah, I know.
So Newcastle's best form, you can make a case to say they've been good and decent in the Champions League. But it's one of those, just get over the line, get through it, and overall, when you look at the aggregate, it's been a very, very impressive display.
Here's a question for you. They've won 9-3 tonight, all right? The away fans went to Baku. What was the first game? Was it
6-1?
6-1?
Yeah.
What's the best way to win? Is it a 6-1 like that, where you go and absolutely smash a team to bits? Or is it a 3-2 win in the last minute? Like, what is the best way to win a game?
I don't think there's an argument here. The best way to win any match, in particular a big one, is last minute. You can't beat a last minute winner. You can't. And I'm going to ask you, right?
Mm.
You beat Ajax in the semi-final of the Champions League, right?
Yeah,
right?
But
but Lucas Moura scoring that hat-trick. He scored literally last kick of the game.
One of, yeah.
Right? You can't beat that, mate. Manchester United. I know these are big games because they spring to my mind. Man United in Barcelona against Bayern Munich in '99. I'd like a Man United fan to come on and tell me. Again, it's a bad example because it's such a big game. Okay, I'll give you an example this season for Chelsea. We beat Liverpool. Last kick of the game, Esteval, fast stick, slides one in.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know it's Liverpool and all of that, but let me tell you, that goal was just heads blown.
Yeah, but would you not want to see a dominating performance where you're getting, like a bit like Arsenal at the weekend, right? They won 4-1 at Spurs, right? They've trounced us, right?
Yeah.
They've buried us for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That performance as a fan where you're like, oh, mate, look at this team. Look, I'm watching.
Yeah.
The last minute goal, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing feeling. But for 89 minutes, you're on the edge of your seat thinking, oh, what's going on?
I just think
is there a dominate, as a fan, what was that feeling? Would you rather just bop a team off the park?
Yeah, look, the best Chelsea performance I can remember was about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, maybe whatever it was. We beat Everton 5-0 at home, right? Eden Hazard was just a joke. It's the best Chelsea performance I can think of.
Yeah.
It was 5-0. And that was just a pleasure to be there because we were from minute 1 to minute 90, we were just purring and they couldn't deal with anything we threw at them. And I love being there. But the last minute euphoria of winning and knowing the game is over in the last minute and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Yeah.
Again, Liverpool at the weekend against Forest.
Yeah.
Right? That Forest away, Liverpool should be going there and winning relatively easy, right?
That's a different type of win, right? You're snatching a result.
I know, but
that's a great feeling as well.
That's
when
what I mean.
Terrible and win.
Yeah, but it's the last minute snatching something. I mean, that Chelsea game against Liverpool really should have been 1-1. The weekend should have been 0-0. Forest deserved it. Forest are the better side.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. But when you have a victory that's so late on, and you know the clock, there's nothing, and everyone in the ground knows it.
Yeah,
the ref knows it. The players know it. The bench knows it. All the fans know it. Nothing you can do. The game is over.
Yeah, and
it's literally last kick of the game. That to me can never be topped.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think back at the games that I've been involved in and watched.
As a player, right, what you prefer is 3-0 up with 6 to go. And you're cruising.
Yeah.
And they can't get the ball off you.
Oh, I don't know. Ooh. Even as a player.
Oh, bopping it around.
I know that's
nice.
know
the 3 points are in the bag.
Yeah.
And there's nothing,
Come on, no. Yeah, but again, in that moment, as a player, last minute.
I know, but as a player, you don't want...
Last minute win.
Oh, no, the last minute win as a player is brilliant. But when you're on the field, you don't want that. You don't want that stress.
Yeah, no, you don't want that stress.
Want that stress.
Well, you don't know what stress is about, being on the pitch. You're never on it.
No, but you don't want that stress, mate. As the fan, you go through stress.
Yeah.
As a player, just give me that, mate.
You want to cruise. Yeah, you want it.
You ever scored a last minute winner?
Good question. Trying to think. No, I don't know if I have,
I have.
I was always dragged after 65.
I managed to stay on, right? West Brom away, free kick deep, was playing for Ipswich. Come off the back, jumped up, and I got fouled, and it come off the back of my head and went in. 1-2-1. Literally like 89th, 90th minute, mate.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, but you know what it's like, mate. Just a win's a win. Take any win.
Yeah, well, obviously, we're not going to take a draw, are you?
No, you're not going to take a draw.
I mean, you're not going to take a loss, are you? I mean,
let me think of
another stupid statement.
You're not going to take
we've been on
any
15
win.
minutes.
Just win.
And you've come out with 2 ridiculous questions.
What was the first one?
About my tie. What tie was it?
Best work, that.
Bad question.
No, it's not best.
Let's go to Dan. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Dan.
Right, Danny boy.
Oh, lads, you all right? You all right, Cundy?
All right, Danny boy.
Yeah, you happy? I mean, you absolutely battered them.
Well, I was there. Like, 2 things I've picked from it. I mean, you kind of complain about getting through with tie like that in the Champions League, but I thought it was a perfect chance for Eddie Howe, with all these fixtures going on, to just rest a few players. Like I feel like the team he put out was too strong. And even in the second half, we've got the likes of Lewis Hall, who he's absolutely quality left back, and he's bringing him on against Carrick when the game's already done. If he pick up an injury there, you're thinking like, what's he doing with that? And just my second point, Anthony Gordon's starting to get on us a little bit. He was almost like in the first leg and the second leg, it was almost like that kid on the schoolyard who keeps the ball too long just because he thinks he's better than everybody else. I think it's going to get to the point now. I'd happily sell him in the summer.
Sell him?
Happily sell him in the summer. I happily sell him. My ideal scenario with him is to him have a good World Cup, put his value up, and get rid of him.
Nah, mate, I'm not having that.
Nah,
He just scored 4 goals in the first leg.
If you ask Newcastle fans who watch him every single week, they will all agree. And you can
I
even
disagree,
see
mate. I don't think there's Newcastle fans out there that want to see Anthony Gordon out of that club. No way. He's a top scorer in the Champions League.
I think you'd be well surprised. It's good that he's getting them in the Champions League because it just puts his valuation up. But other than that, I say, going back off him, I don't know why he's playing all these players against a team that we're already 6-1 up against.
Well, I agree with that to a certain extent. I agree with that. But then, it's a respect thing as well, right? The best players, they want to play in the Champions League. They might not be in the Champions League next season. So, players want to play in the Champions League.
He's got to play a team. So, have a look at the team. It's not your strongest by any stretch of the imagination, is it? I mean, when you're talking about bringing on players like Willock, Hall, Gordon, Visser needs games, right? So he brought him on 73 minutes. I mean, they're going to cruise through this. I mean, you end up winning the game 3-2. I wouldn't say it. Yeah, I'd say it a canter in the end.
All right, listen, Dan, thanks for your call. Get him in, Newcastle fans.
Anthony Gordon one, right?
Yeah, go on. What'd you take on that quickly?
I don't know how good Anthony Gordon is in terms of a wide player. I know what his strengths are. Incredibly quick, right? And he's versatile.
Yeah. He's also...
But he ain't a Saka. Do you know what I mean? He's not
a different type of player.
I know, that's what I mean. But he's
direct. He works hard for the team.
I mean, all of that. All of that.
Down, run everywhere.
But I don't think he's got star quality.
He plays for England.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think he's got complete star quality. He goes to the World Cup, and I think he's got a chance of starting.
Right, is that not star quality? You're playing for one of the favourites in the national team.
How much is he worth?
70, 80 million.
Okay. Yeah.
You're umming at me.
No, well, I'm saying Saka's worth 130.
Saka's playing for Arsenal.
I know, but that's the point I make. I'm comparing wide men for England wide man. I'm just saying.
Newcastle want to sell Anthony Gordon.
No, I'm just saying.
I'd start 70 million at Spurs. I'd take him right. I'd snap your hand off for him.
Okay. What I'm saying is, that's probably, I would say a bit more than that, but I hear you. But he ain't a Saka.
Yeah.
No, he's not, is he?
We've been talking about Saka underperforming this season.
Yeah, no, but
and Anthony Gordon's the top scorer in the Champions League.
No, but come on, what does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean?
Does that mean he's going to play for Real Madrid next season? No.
Oh, could he play for Real Madrid?
No, he couldn't play for Real Madrid. What, ahead of who? Vinicius Junior?
He could get in the squad.
He ain't getting in the squad.
He's better than Brahim Diaz.
Mate, he's not getting in their squad.
Oh, mate.
He ain't getting in their squad,
I don't think he's that good.
No, I think there's a ceiling to what he's got. And I think what he's got is brilliant. And it's got a lot of workmanlike, defends well. He's
workmanlike?
Yeah.
He's better than workmanlike, mate. Come on.
I just think that there are a lot of qualities. He ain't got a trick.
Don't need a trick.
No, I know, but he's got pace. That's good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
But he's got good feet. He's got great feet. He's direct. He can go both ways.
I don't know whether he has got great feet. What? In what way? Like going past players?
What? No, I think he can stride with the ball. He's a great runner with the ball. Yeah, he can skip past players. What do you want him to do? Stand there and do double step?
I'm just saying. I think there's a ceiling to him. I don't think there's a ceiling to Saka. I'm comparing him for England wide man left, England wide man right. I think Saka's ceiling can go higher. I'm not sure. No, I'm not saying I'm not a fan. People always say, "Oh, well, you have." I'm not saying that, but I think what he's just said there, I think there's some credence to it. I think there's something in that.
All right, well, Newcastle fans, you can have your say on Anthony Gordon. Would you sell him? Would you think he's got star quality? Talking about as well the best way to win a game, last-minute moments. 03 717 22 33
Adrian, good
Legend.
morning.
Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, both of you. I've been listening to the show, terrific show this morning, and I don't know how I do it either. But come on, I'm nowhere near your level of mileage.
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I think it's a close run thing. Adrian, ask the question now. I mean, are Manchester United actually quite good?
They weren't particularly good last night, I've got to say. They weren't great to watch. I mean, it wasn't a brilliant game of football, let's face it. Everton were no better, so it wasn't great. But the one moment of magic, the one real bit of quality was the goal. The ball from Cunha is fantastic. The run from Sesko, sensational. Perfectly weighted pass from Mbeumo, and the first-time finish was first class. So it was a brilliant goal and just one brilliant moment. But that's all they needed. Sometimes when you're not playing well and you do that, it's fantastic. And they got the 3 points. For United, it was a bit of a throwback goal, I found. I said this last night on the show. This was, United playing on the counter, winning on the counter, scoring on the counter. And this, in certain times, in Sir Alex Ferguson's reign, that's exactly what Manchester United did. So it was a throwback. Carrick understands the DNA. So there's a lot of positivity right now. Even if they don't quite get it right, Man United, they still managed to pull it out.
Listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We'll run you through all the tonight's EFL action as well across the talkSPORT network. But first, we're taking your calls on tonight's football. We've just been having a debate about Anthony Gordon. First call, Newcastle fans said to get rid of him. What do you think of that? 03 717 22 33 Let's go to Andy. He's a Newcastle fan. Andy?
Andy?
Hi, lads.
All right, Andy boy.
How are you, Andy? Look, just talking about Anthony Gordon. He scored 4 goals in the first game against Carrick.
I would have scored them 4 goals, man.
Well, you wouldn't, but...
I would. If you want me Gordon, you can have him. If you're willing to pay 70, 80 million for Anthony Gordon, you can have him. He has one.
So if Spurs offered 70 million for Anthony Gordon in the summer, you'd let him go? You'd be like, yeah, see you later?
Yes, I would, I think that could be better invested somewhere else.
You tell me a winger that you can sign of his quality for 70 million quid. I don't disagree, mate. I think he's a top player.
I think he's all right. He's not a top player. My worry would be letting Eddie Howe invest that money on someone else because he hasn't invested his money very well in the last window, has he?
Well, Elango hasn't hit the ground running. I think Voltemada, can become a good player. I like Voltemada.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I think if he has a good World Cup, that'll only encourage him and give him more.
So you get rid of Anthony Gordon. Here's a question for you, right? Here's a question. Yeah. Is he better than Martinelli?
No.
I think he is.
I don't.
Is he better than Gakpo?
No.
I think he is.
I think they're all very similar.
Is he better than Garnacho?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not
better than
going
Garnacho.
to argue. But I think what you just mentioned there, Gakpo, Martinelli, I think they're all they've all got similar qualities.
I think Anthony Gordon's got more quality. Martinelli this season has been poor for Arsenal. He's
playing a better team, don't forget as well.
He's in and out
All right,
of
we'll
the
put
team.
Anthony Gordon in Arsenal's team.
Yeah, I don't think you get much more out of him. I'm not convinced that you're looking at a well beater.
I'm not saying a well beat. I'm talking about a damn good player who, in my opinion,
What other than his pace? What's he good at? I look at Saka, right?
His goals for one. He can get you goals.
Yeah.
Right? He'll drive with the ball. He can get you up the pitch. He can play.
He's versatile. I'll give you that.
He can play you up front. He can play on the right. He can play on the left. You know, he can.
I think there's
He defends well. He's got stamina. Runs around.
I think there's a ceiling to what he can be, and look, I could be wrong. He might go into the World Cup and do magnificent things, but from what I'm seeing of Anthony Gordon, he's a damn good Premier League player, right? He ain't a Saka.
I can't believe why you keep mentioning Saka. I don't know why you keep going there.
I've got one. Well, the only reason I mention Saka is because Saka's one side, Gordon, and I would start Gordon for England at the moment. I think that's how we're going to line up.
We were literally having a conversation a week ago about Saka and Madueke, and Madueke might potentially start in front of him.
Oh, there's a chance of that.
Okay.
There's a chance. I'd have Madueke over Gordon.
On the left?
I would have Madueke over Gordon.
On the left? For England?
Maybe not on the left, because he can play out there. It's slightly different. But I don't want to. Whenever we have these debates, right, people think, "Oh, you're saying he's." I'm not saying.
No, I know you're not.
I'm
saying
not
he's
suggesting.
But you're saying to me he hasn't got star quality.
No, I don't.
Two Newcastle fans phoned up and said they'd get rid of him.
No, I don't think he has elite star quality. He's a, and he's doing great things in the Champions League,
though,
right?
Jess?
And he's a valuable player to
What are
Newcastle.
you talking about in terms of elite? I mean, I'm not asking him to be Eden Hazard. Do you know what I mean? But the game's changed. It's a different world we're living in with football players.
Well, I'm saying that.
Anthony Gordon, for me, gets in Liverpool's team. He's better than Gakpo. I don't care what you say. He's better than Gakpo.
Wow.
He's better than Garnacho.
No, I'm going to give you that. I'm not going to argue with
and I think it'd start games for Arsenal. I think this season, I think he's better than Martinelli.
Ain't better than Trossard.
He's a different player to Trossard.
I know, but they both play out there. I'm having Trossard over. I am.
I don't know, man. I disagree. I disagree with you. Right. Let's go to Sam. He's a Newcastle fan. Sammy boy.
Howdy, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, Sam. Look, I don't know where this has come from, but Anthony Gordon debate a little bit. I mean, he just scored 4 goals for you in that leg, and Newcastle fans saying you get rid of him.
Well, I think to get rid of Anthony Gordon needs shut down, because that is absolutely ridiculous talk. Anthony Gordon is one of our best players. He's versatile. He's rapid. He's a finisher. He's basically sorted our Champions League campaign out this year. So what more do you want?
What about a league form?
His league form isn't our best, but right, you're telling me that he couldn't get into most Premier League teams this year.
But you're 11th.
Yeah, but that ain't Anthony Gordon's fault.
He scored 3 Premier League goals.
It's not Anthony Gordon's fault. It's a team effort that we're 11th.
No, but we're talking about Gordon, aren't we?
Yeah, I know, but you're talking about a team who's 11th, and you're talking, there's 11 players on the pitch, Jay.
Okay, tell us whose team's he getting? Whose team's he getting?
Anthony Gordon, one player cannot win a league.
No, but
team effort.
You just said he can get in most. Okay, I don't want to misquote you. What did you say about getting in Premier League teams?
Anthony Gordon could get into most Premier League teams.
Name them.
I think he's an absolute quality player.
Name the teams.
But I think he'd probably get.
He's getting Arsenal's.
Yes, I think he's better than Martinelli. And Trossard.
I mean, there's probably Man City, right? You argued Semenyo, Doku, maybe, right? That okay? Yeah. Man United, Cunha, who's
he ain't getting the Man United's team. Let me tell you that for nothing. He ain't getting the Man United's team.
But he would play. He would feature.
Yeah, but he can feature in most.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Cunha. Right, but after that,
who else?
Name me a better left.
He ain't getting ahead of Neto or Esteval. Let me tell you now, he ain't getting ahead of those two.
Esteval's playing on the right, Jay.
Yeah, but so does Neto plays on the left.
What?
Neto plays on the left. He gets ahead of Garnacho. Let me tell you, he's not getting ahead of Neto. He's not. Liverpool, okay, flick of a coin for me with Gakpo.
No, I think. I mean, I think
flick of a coin, mate.
I think Liverpool have been interested in him because I think they see that. I think they see that position as an issue. Gakpo's not performed, mate.
Don't think it's an upgrade. I think that's the question. Is it an upgrade?
Yes.
You think how big? Percentage?
25%.
Okay. I don't know whether it is, mate. Don't know whether it is.
All right, okay. All right, keep your calls coming in, Newcastle fans. You can have your say on this. We'll talk about your performance as well. 03 717 22 33 44.
You may have seen it on social media, but I, like quite a few of you out there, actually woke up this morning to the sound of a big old baby crying.
It was very interesting. The likes of Goldstein and people on these channels, other channels, diving in, ridiculing, loving it when other people don't do well. That's too far.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
That's not true. I mean,
100%
that's not true. I'm not going to defend Andy
My
Goldstein because it's not in my interest or I have any...
Andy, play this later.
But
if you want to be a good presenter and you want to go to the next level, don't take fun from other people losing their demise.
I'm not sure you need to lecture people about how they conduct themselves, Martin, but the fact is that
you do that.
You have no objectivity. So the reasons why you catch shrapnel is because you lack objectivity. If you are very subjective about situations, you become very defensive of it. No one's got any agenda against Arsenal. Nobody in this studio.
Well, that's where you're wrong. That's naive. Who's naive now? I was talking about somebody who works on this for this network, who for me takes fun.
So basically, your problem was with Andy Goldstein.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Well, anyway, your manager.
Right, I put my glasses on so I can read. Firstly, Keown, it's Mr. Goldstein to you, moaning. Martin Keown moaning like he's been bitten on the backside by Win the Dog. Let me just remind you, Martin Keown, Arsenal just beat the worst Spurs team ever, and you're screaming about it. A few days ago, you drew with bottom-place Wolves, and the so-called invincible Martin Keown, by the way, started just 3 games that season, 2 more than David Bentley, so calm down, starts crying like a tiny baby version of Kevin Keegan.
Honestly, you don't know what's gone on in this studio. Right, we've got a world record here, right? He's Jamie O'Hara has just outscored Anthony Gordon with sneezes. He's done 13 sneezes on the spin.
Terrible antihistamine.
Right. Well, what kicked it off? What? All of a sudden, we come off air. That takes some doing. 13 sneezes in the small time.
The problem is once I start, I cannot stop.
Tell me about it.
I cannot stop, and I'm lucky that I was able to
recompose
and crack on because
not decompose, recompose.
It's bad though, isn't it? Everyone has their own sneeze, doesn't they? Though Everyone has their own.
I've never done
sneeze.
13 sneezes on the spin.
Everyone, like, some people go like, do, 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 do. Some people just do 1. I'll do 10.
I do 3s max. 3 max, maybe 4. You've just done 13 on the spin.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, let's get back to it. We're discussing Newcastle's 9-3 win. Anthony Gordon. Is he all that? 03717 22 33 44. Let's go to Adam. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Ad.
All right, Ad.
Evening, lads.
All right, Ad.
Ad, look, talking about Anthony Gordon, I feel like it's been a bit harsh, what people have been saying.
Do you know what? I actually do like Gordon, but I do the problem with Gordon is I think Harvey Barnes is a better player, but because they both play on the left, Harvey Barnes doesn't get a sniff. I seen a stat this afternoon, and Harvey Barnes is actually in the top 10 of best performing wingers this season, and Anthony Gordon wasn't even in the top 10. And to be fair to Anthony Gordon, as I said, I do like him, but the last few games he's been playing more of a number 9 role than a winger.
He's done all right as a 9, to be fair to him. His versatility is a massive plus. And, you know, I'm looking at Thomas Tuchel. Look, when you're picking the squad and you're thinking if something does go...
Anthony Gordon's, it's not even a debate. He's in the squad.
No, I know, but I'm saying if you're Thomas Tuchel, you're looking at positions he might need. I'm trying to think of a world in which Harry Kane picks up an ankle injury, right? Yeah, and, you know, Bowen's not in the squad, whatever. And you're thinking... I need something different down the middle. Anthony Gordon, he can do that. We've seen him do that.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Right? So his versatility is a big plus. But I think in terms of being a wide man, I mean, I can't agree with you about Harvey Barnes, though. I know the stats might tell you that, but they can be distorted slightly when you come off the bench and impact games. I think that might be part of it.
Yeah, it probably is, but one thing with Anthony Gordon, right? If you take the semi-final second leg against Man City, things weren't going our way. 20 minutes in, he goes down with his hamstring. He's holding his hamstring. The physio's on the pitch, stretching his hamstring out, and then he walks off the pitch holding his other leg. He's lazy. He's a bottle job at times. You know,
lazy in a bottle job.
In a bottle job. You called Anthony Gordon lazy in a bottle job.
I wouldn't call him lazy.
100%.
Nah, come on, mate. I don't think you can say that, Ad.
No.
Ad, I don't think you can say that. That's harsh criticism.
Lazy's.
He got a red card for the League Cup final a couple of seasons ago.
That's not being lazy.
That's not being lazy. That's just being stupid.
No, it is. It is.
Was that the elbow? He stuck an elbow someone at St James's Park, didn't he? But I don't think that's being lazy. I don't see him as being a lazy player. That wouldn't be something I'd label it in. But you see more of him than I do.
He turns up when he wants to.
Would you sell him in the summer?
For the right price, I would, yeah.
What's that price?
You got to be talking 70, 80 million.
Mm.
Yeah, that seems to be the figure a lot of people are banding around.
I'd sign for that.
I'll
snap their hand off for him.
I would take Morgan Rogers.
Oh, I mean, you're talking levels now. Morgan Rogers. Yeah. Come on. I mean, if you want to talk about a left-hand side player for England, Morgan Rogers can do that job and has done that job for Aston Villa, right? Morgan Rogers has got star quality. Totally different players. Completely different quality on the ball. Completely different appreciation of the game. If you're comparing the two, there's only one winner. Only one winner.
I agree with you on that. Ad, listen, thanks for your call. I'm going to go to Adam, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Ad?
All right, Ad?
All right, boys.
Yeah, Ad, look, we're just like comparing him to other players players that Anthony Gordon could get in what team this is. And I said he's better than Gakpo. Do you agree?
100%. I'd go more than 25%, though. Gakpo and Salah this season have both been passengers in the Liverpool team. Like, everyone's wondering why Liverpool are being so poor. It's because we're playing with 9 men every game. Anthony Gordon's miles better than Gakpo. He's like a Diaz. He's not as good as Diaz, I'm not saying that. But with the pace and the little trick and the ability to actually finish, we should have bought him. Instead of Isaac in the summer, we got Ekitike. All right, no one thought Ekitike was going to hit the ground running the way he did. But we should have, instead of buying Isaac, we should have went for Gordon, and he'd have been like a replacement for Diaz.
Mm. I think Liverpool are so fixated on buying Isak.
They were.
And the Gakpo, the Ekitike deal got done, and I think they were so far down the line with Isak.
They carried on with it.
I think
really they should.
Yeah, and
to be fair, with Isak, where we were so far down the line, we offered them money. He said no. Isak spat his dummy out. We should have held firm and said, listen, if you want to sell him, it's the original offer, or keep him and play him in the reserves, and then just when we'll take Andy Gordon off your hands.
Yeah.
Next season, before Gordon went to Newcastle, Liverpool wanted him.
But hold on, you're not saying Gordon's a better player than Isak, are you?
No, I'm saying we don't need Isak.
No, yeah, fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, him or Rodgers? Gordon or Rodgers?
No, I'd still go Gordon.
Okay, we disagree.
Listen, I hear him. I agree with you, Ad, on he's better than Gakpo. I've watched Gakpo. I don't think Gakpo's a bad player.
I don't think there's much to choose between.
Jace.
I could defend. Listen, I could defend against Gakpo because I'll tell you what he's going to do every single time he gets the ball.
Comes inside.
He's going to feint left and he's going to go right.
Yeah.
And then the season before, he was doing it and no one was reading it, and he was bending them bottom corner like against Man United and that. But now they just double up on him and stop him going right, and every single time he just passes the ball back to Kirkes. He's got nothing in his locker.
Do you know what's annoying for Liverpool fans, right? They spent that money on Isak, right? And it hasn't... he's got injured, and it's gutting for him. They could have bought Semenyo. Like, they could have bought Gay with that money.
Yes.
Like, Liverpool could have...
They got Rodrigo.
They could have bought, like, a right good team. And they went all out for a... This is why I always think, it's risky when you're spending £125 million on a player.
It's true. But when the deal was done, myself included, I don't want to speak on behalf of you, no one thought that's a bad deal. Okay,
No.
Financially, it's a lot of money. No one's gone, well, they bought a dud. And who knows, right? Injuries aside, in 12 months' time, we might be sitting here talking about Isak being the best striker in the Premier League again.
Yeah.
We might be.
Yeah.
Injuries have absolutely killed this season.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. All right, Ad, thanks for your call. Let's go to Liam. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Liam?
All right, Liam.
You right?
Yeah, Liam, you at the game?
Yeah, I was tonight.
Look, easy win for you in the end, I guess. Comfortable, fair play to you. You've absolutely battered them. So, and I don't think they're no mugs, by the way. They drew with Chelsea, so these are.
Oh, they are mugs. We were that night. Yeah, they're not. They're not. I've seen Newcastle destroy them on 2 evenings. That's on us. That draw, not Carrick.
Right.
It's on us.
I was just listening to the previous few calls about Anthony Gordon, and to be fair, with the Newcastle fans, I couldn't agree more. I would get rid in the summer.
Really? I'm really surprised at that. I really am.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Newcastle fan base will probably say the same as well. If someone's going to offer around about £80 million, I would take their hand off. I think a couple of calls ago did say that he turns up when he wants to, but the games that he turns up to are the games that they're really nothing clubs. So yes, he hit 4 in the Champions League, but when you talk about big game players and things like that, he never turns up. He's non-existent in them type of games.
What about Vissa? Vissa he's a player that's had his own injury problems, hasn't he?
I never wanted Wissa in the summer anyway. I think he was another Isak situation. The way he forced his way out of Brentford, the same way Isak forced his way out of us. Them type of mentality players you don't want at your football club, and I think more or less every fan will agree with us on that census.
You never know what he's going to do. Yeah, they had to get replacement, didn't
they? They needed a striker, but without realising that Anthony Gordon is better than both of them. Anthony Gordon up front has been better than Witzer, and I think he's probably better.
Is he your best striker? Would you say, Anthony Gordon?
I mean, if you go off statistics this season in terms of goals, I hate to agree, but yes. But again, it's when you turn up to the big games, like our away form is absolutely shocking this season.
Yeah, but that's everyone, though, right? That's a collective. I hear you players need to step up, but he has stepped up for you in the Champions League.
Yeah, in the Champions League, but when we're talking about form in the league and things like that, you need to be consistent across all competitions to be an elite player or be a top quality player, where Anthony Gordon unfortunately is not. And I do think he will be on the plane in the summer, but I do think in terms of left wing, I would be going with Morgan Rogers as well.
I think it's between him and Morgan Rogers.
What?
Left hand side for England.
Right. Okay. So what? Who's playing number 10? Jude Bellingham.
Well, he's got a choice there, hasn't he? He's got a lot of choice.
I don't think he's going to play Morgan Rogers on the left.
No, he's got a choice though. That's what I'm saying. He's got a choice between Morgan Rogers, who can
Has
play.
He played him on the left?
He done a lot for Villa.
No.
Played a lot for Villa.
Tuchel played him on the left.
Ooh, Good question.
He played in number 10.
It's a good question.
I know you're talking about him playing on the left. I don't think that's what Tuchel's going to do.
I think you could be right. I think you're right. I think Rodgers has played predominantly as a 10.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he's got an option out on that wide left.
I think over the, from when Gordon first moved to Newcastle, he was so far forward in terms of on the wing, but he drops far too deep now. So you'll see our left back far more up the pitch than Gordon ever is. So in the positions where he should be playing left wing, he's more or less covering the left back scenario.
No, but isn't that the modern game where you get your wide men to tuck in?
It is, but it is. But he's deeper than the wide player than the left back. So he's not actually contributing towards the attack, where he's an attacking player, where he's behind the left back and he's not getting involved in the goal mouth action, especially in the Premier League as well. If you look at his assists, they're really poor this season as well.
I think that's on Eddie Howe as much as anyone else, to be honest with you. I do. I think he will help out Lewis Hall. He'll come back and it's not somebody you don't want to be there. Wide men do not want to be there. They are absolutely.
But Anthony Gordon, for me, is willing to do that.
No, I think he's hard work. I mean, I've had a Newcastle fan saying that
he's lazy.
I don't see lazy is not a word I'd use to describe Anthony Gordon.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, keep your calls coming in. We're discussing this. Anthony Gordon, would you take him in your team if you're a top club? I would. I know that for sure. But Spurs.
No, but you're Spurs.
Spurs ain't a top club right now.
You don't want to be in the Championship, mate.
Oh, shut up. 03717 22 33 44.
What if they finish 20 points behind second?
Oh, well, then that's different. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they've had an unbelievable run if they finish third and they lose the last 4 games.
That's what I mean. All of a sudden, Villa could fall off a cliff. Chelsea could. Liverpool could. Honestly, no, look, if you don't like the answer, don't ask the question. I think that conversation needs to be a place because depends who comes available, right? Depends who comes available in that. We don't know what might happen. I'm just saying.
Let's go to Bob. He's a Man United fan. Bob.
All right, Bob.
All right, boys.
All right,
I normally come on here bashing United, and this is music to talkSPORT's ears.
What do you mean?
Right. Sesko, what a player. No one's talking about this. He's Ruud van Nistelrooy in the making. And I tell you what's going to happen. You know, like when Ronaldo come back to United and Cavani give the number 7 shirt back over, well, Mason Mount is going to hand-deliver that number 7 to Sesko. Now, I find it insulting that before I come on, there was a presenter saying a £200 million goal. If Manchester City scored a goal or Arsenal, money wouldn't be mentioned, so that's an insult.
No, I don't think it is. No. I think it's I think it's a good point worth making because all 3 of those players were signed in the summer and they've all underperformed really. But that pass from Cunha into Mbuemo and into
to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We're going to run you through all of tonight's EFL action across the talkSPORT network. We are taking calls, though, on Anthony Gordon. Keep your calls coming in, 03717 22 3344. Let's go to Matt. A few Newcastle fans phoning in about this one. All right, Matt?
Matty boy.
All right, Jamie, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, all right, Matt. All right, mate. Look, Anthony Gordon's obviously a talking point out of nowhere, really, but Do you like him? Do you think he's a top player at the club?
Yeah, like you say, mate, it's come from absolutely nowhere, isn't it?
Feels like it. Yeah.
He's not been performing particularly well over the past couple of years, but recently he is doing pretty good against, Carrick. He played really well. I just think when you compare the English players that we've got, he's got to be up there in the conversation, hasn't he?
100%. No one's doubting that. No one's. He will be on that. He will be with Thomas Tuchel come the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why he needs to
go. Right, let's go to Mark, who's an Everton fan. Mark?
Mark.
Hi, lads. You all right?
All right, matey.
All right, Mark. How are you?
I'm grand. Come here. I remember when Anthony Gordon first started playing for Everton,
Yeah.
And when we were talking about selling him, I said, Jesus, for that money for Newcastle, I would have took him on my back and run up there with him. Because, he's selfish. He never looks up when there's a pass on. He's very, very greedy. And I've never rated him. All he does is run like a headless chicken.
That's so unfair to say he runs around like a headless chicken. I don't agree with that. He's direct. He want to make something happen. People like that. I mean, Maduaki does the same thing. Maduaki runs down dead end sometimes, but that's because they're the type of players that they are.
But do you not think he's a very greedy player and he doesn't look up, he doesn't see a pass? He's not an instinctive...
Don't you have to be a bit greedy, though, as an inside forward? Don't you have to have a bit of, selfishness about you?
He's a bit greedy, and there's, glaring opportunity for the fella, who can put the ball in the net, and Anthony Gordon just goes on running, And I don't.
What do you want him to do? Get it and pass it to someone else? I mean, his job as a winger is to make something happen. That's his job. I'd rather my winger be a bit greedy and try and make something happen instead of just taking the easy option.
Well, shouldn't he put a cross in? Look up and
I think he does. I think he does.
Jamie, honestly, I watched the lad from his first game at Everton. I didn't like him. Then he's got I don't know, I don't want to denigrate the lad, because
listen, you're allowed an opinion.
Mark, who are you having, Gordon or Grealish?
Oh, Grealish every day of the week, and I'd have
different
that
types of players
in Gamoa before I'd have him as well, at Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, they are different types of players, different types of wingers. Yeah. Grealish is technically a better player.
Yeah, of course. Grealish is the opposite of what really Gordon is. Grealish is someone who makes the right pass. He'll put other people in. He'd rather get an assist than a goal. No, that's Grealish's attribute.
Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's the best diver I've ever seen. He's like a...
he's not as good as Gabriel.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with... honestly, this annoys me. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the player winning a free kick? Grealish is the best at it.
No, not a free kick. It's like when he swallow dives into the penalty
No, but they'll do it. Come on, they'll do it.
No, but James, that doesn't make it right.
Well, Grealish does it. I think he's the most foul player. I watch Grealish get fouled. I watch Saka, right?
He draws fouls.
So does Saka. Saka's brilliant at it. Drawing the foul. Poor defending. Draw the foul. During the World Cup, let me tell you now, we'll watch Saka around that wide right? And we'll be looking for him to come inside, win a free kick, and then get a free kick. We'll all think, what chance here we've got scoring? What a chance. If the delivery's right, might be within shooting range. You never know. What a filthy laugh that was.
All right, Mike, listen, thanks for your call. I'm going to go to David. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, Dave?
Dave-o.
Hello, Les. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Dave. Anthony Gordon coming in for a bit of stick tonight from you lot.
Do you know what it is? I'm fuming with the stick Gordon's getting here.
Go on.
Generally, I think Gordon is underestimated as much. He does so much graft, right? I don't understand why everyone's on his back.
I mean, he has just scored 4 goals that we get through the Champions League, by the way. I mean,
and I doesn't get as many goals and assists as maybe someone does, but the graft he puts in, the effort he puts in, he does stuff so much off the ball. I don't understand why so much hate for him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think his work rate. I mean, that's not a criticism from my point of view. His work rate. I think he understands the responsibility. I think to play for Eddie Howe's team, you need to do off the ball work. I think you need to recognise you help out Lewis Hall.
Yeah.
You get back and you tuck in and you double up. I just wonder whether there's in terms of what he's got, and he's got a great engine. He's got incredible pace. I just wonder whether there's that. And I say star quality, right? And I genuinely mean that X factor. I don't think he has the X factor to break teams down. If they're sitting or they're trying to get past, you need a trick.
He may not have that thing that might get you 20 goals a season. Is that what you mean? No,
I don't even mean that. I mean, if he runs at his fullback, he's probably going to get past him, right? Because he's so quick and so direct. I think other than that.
I mean, other than that, I mean.
Yeah, I just...
let's not say, if Grealish couldn't pass the ball, what else has he got? This is his attribute.
Man City, last time we played Man City, the Man City defenders were scared of him. They were worried about him every time, the ball was coming through him, he was running through. That's something that it gives. It's a frightful thing to defend.
Pace is. Pace
you
is
don't want
scary.
to defend against pace like that.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying in tight areas, and I think in the opening exchanges in the England group, I'm expecting us to come up against a very, very disciplined 5-4-1, whatever it's going to be. I don't think that's his type of game. Yeah, maybe in a game where it's a bit more open.
When teams sit back a bit, he is a bit out the game a bit. I understand what you're saying, Jason. I understand what you mean, but I still think he just gives you a bit of X factor. Though. He is. I think he's getting looked down on. He is definitely better than Gakpo at Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, I 100% agree. I don't think there'll be many Liverpool fans don't agree with that.
Pace is scary to defenders.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it is an attribute.
And Newcastle fans ring up and saying that they'd rather sell him. No, man, you build a team around a player like this, you get more. How are we going to progress if we're not going to keep players like this?
All right, Dave.
Cheers,
listen,
Dave-o.
Thanks for your call.
No worries, lad.
Cheers, Dave.
You've been a bit harsh, mate, I think.
No, I don't. What do you mean? What me or them?
I think all of you have.
What do you mean, all of you? What?
You've dug him out.
I haven't dug him out. I like him. I'm just saying. I just think there's a ceiling.
All right. Keep your calls coming in. We'll take some more on that. Jason Cundy as well. He's got a bit of praise for Arsenal.
Whoa!
It's not to do with their football ability, though. He's going to talk about that next. 03 717 22 33 44.
And that's when you can find a way to make decisions, because ultimately you're seeing the best version of Michael Carrick, you're seeing the best version of Man United against what you've seen before. And the previous caller was right. It makes other people look poor.
But what you do have with Michael Carrick is you have a frame of reference, don't you, Liam, who's just phoned us? And the frame of reference is the fact that, hey, he's doing very well at the moment, coming into a difficult situation. He has managed a club in Middlesbrough in the league before, but also he knows what it's like to play in Manchester United's greatest teams. He's been part of that. He knows what it's like to win the Champions League wearing that red shirt, to walk down that tunnel and onto that pitch. He understands that weight of expectation that comes with being the Manchester United boss, Liam.
Hi, yes, it does. Great show as always. Simon, I think you're amazing.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you.
Like I say, Michael Carrick should be judged on results, and so far he's got five wins out of 6. Hopefully that continues this season. If that continues, I think he should get like a year's contract just to see how he does through a full season with Champions League football. Then obviously, hopefully we can build on that. Like the previous caller said, we don't want to jump into any rash decisions, making knee-jerk signings, this, that, and the other, like we've done previous. So it would be good to see how it does for a full season, rather than just maybe 3 seasons, then it fall in at first hurdle after 6-10 matches, and then sacking him again. Just doesn't seem right. So I think try and see how we get on for the rest of the season, because it is a results-based game at the end of the day.
Absolutely is. Liam, thank you very much.
To succeed, people often say you need to think outside the box. In sports, every now and then someone does just that and comes up with a crazy idea for an exhibition event that nobody else could have dreamt up. Here are some of the most iconic we've ever seen. I mean, what an image. This was the setting for the Battle of the Surfaces in 2007 between Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal. The courts in Nadal's home of Mallorca reportedly took 19 days to build and cost £1.2 million. The players had to change their shoes every time they changed ends, and despite some dodgy bits of grass, they slugged out an epic 3-setter, won by Nadal. But that's not even the most famous exhibition in tennis, because in 1973, we got the Battle of the Sexes, watched by 50 million people in the US alone. Billie Jean King's victory over Bobby Riggs was not only a landmark event for entertainment value, but also for its impact on the fight for gender equality in sports. I mean, the Battle of the Surfaces never got turned into a movie. Now, imagine a motor race that involved American Indy cars and European F1 cars. Well, that happened twice, back in 1957 and 58. The race of the two worlds took place at Monza and was nicknamed Monzanapolis. Despite legends like Sterling Moss, Phil Hill and Mike Hawthorne racing the F1 cars, the Americans won both years. Fans and the teams loved it, but it didn't make enough money, so got canned. For its cast list alone, though, the greatest exhibition might have to go to the Princess Diana Memorial match at Lord's. Mike Atherton captained a Marylebone Cricket Club side, with Sachin Tendulkar leading a rest of the world 11. Names like Wasim Akram, Zurav Ganguly, Andy Flower and Neil Kumble and Glenn McGrath turned out. The one-dayer, won by the rest of the world by 6 wickets, raised more than £1 million for the Princess of Wales Memorial Fund. Incredible all round.
You are listening to the Sports Bar and Talk Sport. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We're going to hear from James Milner, who's on the station today. First, been chatting in the office earlier. We're discussing Arsenal, how they've embraced the dark arts under Arteta, time wasting, being annoying to play against. Bit of housery. We wanted to know whether you're a fan of the way Arsenal go about their business. Here's Cundy's take on Arsenal's housery and dark arts from last season.
And also, who are Arsenal? And what have they done in the last 20 years? Seriously, How can they be taking that battle there? Quieten yourselves down. You're a good side, really good team, and showed that the weekend. You're probably going to be second again.
Yeah.
When you win something, then you can shout from the houses. Then you can start doing all this housery. Then it's built on nothing other than, it comes from Arteta. He loves to promote, and it's fine. Arsenal fans would love it, and I totally get it. I watched Chelsea under Jose, right? Jose won things. Jose won Premier League. Back-to-back Premier Leagues.
Yeah.
He was there. You earn the right.
Yeah.
You earn the right. And right now, Arsenal haven't earned the right to be doing that sort of housery.
What's your take on that, Jace? Because I know you've got a different opinion now.
Well, Arsenal are earning the right. Anyone that's ever listened to me over the years, I've got no problem with players housery, diving, conning the ref, going down injured, all of that, right? I've got no problem with that. And Arsenal now are earning, in my opinion, the right to do this. And I watched them.
What do you mean? What do you earn the right to have
Because
housery?
they are.
I mean, any club at any level can, have housery about them.
Yeah, I know, but it's something about Arsenal. I watched Arsenal. I watched Arsenal against your mob. I watch them every week now. I want my Chelsea to be more like Arteta's Arsenal now. That's what I want. I want Chelsea to be
jealous of Arsenal.
No, but I remember watching Chelsea do this with Drogba. Right, winding games down, finding a way to kill the clock. Everyone has a pop at Arsenal, and I don't know how long ago that was. How long ago was that? Do we know? Have we got a date on that?
What, your comments?
No, those comments. We got a date on that. It was last season, right?
Yeah,
last season, right? But I see Arsenal now through different optics. I look at them now, and they are a stronger, certainly physically, certainly mentally. There's a different side to Arsenal this season. And I watched when Trossard came off against Wolves last midweek with this supposed concussion, right? And all the Wolves fans phoned us up, and he played on Sunday. I don't quite get away with that, but I'm looking at Arsenal going, I get it. I get why Arteta's doing that now. I get why he's.
But didn't you say the other day when they did that and they wasted time and minutes and it ended up costing them 2 points?
It doesn't always work. It's not exact science.
Yeah.
Right? And
do you think it's a bit pathetic, though?
No. Well, look, I saw Gabriel dive in the box to win a free kick so you don't score a goal. That, for me, is he recognises there's a deflection on the ball and he can't get there. I think that's it's a risky strategy, but I think that's good. He recognises I ain't getting there. He feels 2 hands on his back, goes down. He gets away with it, right? Now, personally, I would have given the goal, but I understand why the free kick was given, and it's not a howler. I get why the referees give it. He's got 2 hands on the back, he goes down, right? But Arsenal all over the pitch now. I'm watching. They're good at it, and it's in the mould of Arteta. Now Arteta, whenever that was said, they seem a different team now. Do you not get the feeling that Arsenal are now ready and built and designed to win the Premier League? And the housery is now very much part of that. They've the kicking the ball away, all of that, right? This has been going on for quite some time under Arteta, right? Some they get away with, some they don't. But I watched them against, I watched Trossard.
Didn't that cost them last season when you're talking about...
No, they weren't good enough last season. They were good, yeah. But some you get away with, some you don't. Right. But I watched Trossard, right? And there was, I think it was Gray that's closed him down. And Trossard puts his bum into him and he feels the contact and he has another step and does a little whoops-a-daisy dive, right? And they get a free kick. And I'm looking at it going, come on, ref. I think the free kick might have been given for something else. But the point I'm making is Arteta is housing, not just because they're a good side, physically strong, mentally strong, they're housing. They're the best in the business, the best out there. And more teams need to look at that, winding the clock down, frustrating. Man
City don't do that. They win the Premier League.
And Man City done it for years. They've done it for years. Honestly, don't talk to me about Man City and Pep. Pep's Man City used to do all of that. For years they've done that.
Yeah, maybe.
For years.
Maybe.
Yeah, I watched Rodri go down and roll, and it's up to the referees to clamp down on it. But I watch online about people calling Arsenal cheating. It ain't cheating. It's in-game management.
You are conning the ref, though.
Well, then the
It's a form of cheating.
It's not cheating.
Well, the Gabriel one is a form of cheating. He
No,
gets
it's not.
away with it.
It's a form of a little bit of desperation because he knows he's underneath the ball, he's taken a deflection. He's felt two hands on his back and he's gone down. That is him thinking within milliseconds, I'm in trouble. How can I get myself out of it? And it worked.
So the reason you've changed your opinion from last
I haven't changed my opinion. The same rules apply. Same rules apply. What I was saying last season is that you earn the right to do that. Well, now I believe Arsenal are going to win the title. I believe that. And I said last season.
So they're allowed to do that because now they're capable of winning the title. That doesn't make sense.
There's a different feel.
Any
about
team can
Arsenal.
do that in the Premier League, Jace.
Yeah, of course they can. But don't moan about it then. Don't moan about it. Don't be telling me Arsenal are the best. And we watched for years, right? When I grew up as a kid, watching Argentinians, Italians, Uruguayans go down in the World Cup. People saying it's cheating, they're diving. Took us years to catch up. Took us as a nation, and I still think we're terrible at it as an English side going into a World Cup. Do you not think we're not great at that?
Well, Saka dives.
No, he wins free kicks.
He dives.
He wins free kicks. There's a difference.
You're asking me if we're good at like the dark arts. I mean,
I don't know whether we are as a nation. I don't know whether we are. I don't know whether we are as good as other nations. And then World Cup.
you're never going to be as good as the South Americans, right?
The South Americans for years are
Yeah,
and were, and maybe still are the best in the business. But people.
I'm not a fan of it though. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, but
I get it. I understand winning games. I understand, but I don't like the softness of the going down. I mean, you were digging out Tarkowski the other day about doing it, Jace. You dug him out, saying, "What's he doing?"
No, but I think
he's trying to look for soft free kicks.
Yeah, no,
and
but
fouls
as a centre half like that.
You just said, Gabriel. You said you get it.
No, but it's actually quite smart what he did. He was in trouble. Tarkowski, I remember that challenge. Tarkowski wasn't in trouble. Go and win the ball.
But it's dark arts.
Yeah, of course, dark arts. But you want.
On one hand, you're saying it's fine. No, but on the other hand, you're saying it's not.
No, two totally. One of them, Tarkowski should win the ball. The second one, Gabriel can't win the ball. The ball has been. It's taken the deflection. He can't win it. He's recognised that. And I just get people go on social media talking about cheats and this and diving and going down. Every team is at it. Arsenal are the best at it. They're the
I don't know
best.
if that's something to be, the best at. I don't know if like that.
Well, match them then. Match them. I want Chelsea.
If you say, "Oh, look, match them," and then we're going down a slippery slope of watching players basically trying to buy fouls, con the ref, cheat, and that ain't where we want the game to go, Jason.
Well, there's a referee there to make a decision.
Yeah, I know, but if you're asking for that, are we trying to eradicate diving out of the game?
You're never going to eradicate diving out of the game.
No, I know you're not going to completely eradicate it, but you're trying to stop it. People getting booked for silly ones, even if it's on the halfway line.
They all at it, mate. There's not a team out there that doesn't do it.
I get, if you're winning the game 2-1, you go take the ball into the corner, you kick it off people's shins and all that.
What about the one where a player
no
closes
issue
someone
with that.
down and they just wait for the challenge and they fall over, right?
Yeah,
In modern day, don't give the referee a decision to make.
I know, but
some of the attackers
people have been doing that for 20 years.
No, but don't give the referee a decision to make. Stand there.
Yeah.
He's waiting for it.
No, I know, but you get sucked in, don't you? You get sucked in.
Well, like I said, but I look at Arsenal and I just watch what they're doing. And is it frustrating as an opposition team? Yes, of course it is. But they are the best at it. And I want my team to be more like that, in-game management. Chelsea are terrible at in-game management at the minute. We go down to 10 men. We're terrible at dealing with slowing the game.
No, you are.
Yeah.
I mean, Robert Sanchez the other week.
No, but that's what I mean. Okay.
Oh, but I get that.
Okay, let me
That's
ask you
not
this.
housery, though. That's common sense.
But
managing a football match.
But that's part of it. That's what I'm saying.
Not cheating.
No, I'm not saying
that's like, when the ball comes from across, the keeper gathers it and then it
goes down.
I get all that. That's a form of housery to manage a football match. I don't get the soft fouls, the soft free kicks, the dive into, like when there's a little thing on a little tap on the shoulder and you go. I'm sorry, I can't get around.
But the referee
I can get around managing football matches, but there's ways of managing football matches without cheating.
But in that situation, referee's still got to give a decision, right?
Yeah.
Well, as a defending side or opposition, don't give the referee a decision to make. Arsenal under Arteta, they are. I mean, look at Arteta on the touchline, right? Look at him. All over the pitch, and this is, by the way, it's a backhanded compliment. Arsenal are the best at it. They are. Man City, do you not think Man City used to be brilliant at it and they've lost their touch a bit?
It's hard to remember because for me, I think of Man City teams and I think
they'd slow the game down.
No, but I think of the way they moved the ball, they kept the ball, and they manage a game by keeping the ball. They didn't manage a game by, producing housery and frustrating.
They would.
Seeing out the clock. Man City used to keep the ball for 5 minutes, couldn't get the ball.
Honestly, Rodri was the best. He's another one, right? The dark arts, he absolutely mastered it, putting his body between, waiting for the contact and just fall over. The refs are the ones that need to be stronger. If you want the game to be cleaned up, don't blame the players, blame the refs.
All right, you can have your say on that. Give us a call, 03717 22 3344. We're also going to hear from James Milner. He was on today's Drive show. That was a look at the latest action. Thanks for...
Greg, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Greg.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you?
We're very well, Greg. Thanks for taking the time to call us. You think Martin's comments are made with some justification, I'm hearing, yes?
Listen, you have to accept people for what they are. So, while you can either have, the in-depth, actual professional football analysis from people that have been there, done it, won things and things like that, or you can have the clowny side of it. You can have the Andy Goldstein, who is 60 years old, dyes his beard, dyes his hair.
This is good.
And the Gabby Bungalow side of it. And the Jamie O'Hara side of it. It's all about what you enjoy, what you want to listen to. If you want to listen to professional insight, winning mentality talk from Ray Parlour, Martin Keown, people like that,
just Arsenal players. Just Arsenal players.
I'm going to have to say, Greg, is it just the Arsenal players? Is it just the Arsenal players that seem to be talking about a bit of sense in that?
I'm trying to think of any talks for ones that have won things. Cundy, no. Bungalow, no. O'Hara, no.
Surely O'Hara.
Have you played football, Greg, in the Premier League?
Not to your standard, Gabby. I can definitely give you that. On your biggest day out, I probably didn't get beaten 4-0 either.
But did you ever play football? Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy to take a look at Snoop Dogg. He was at the Swansea game tonight, but first, time to talk odds with talkSPORT Bet and Ambassador Ryan.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Ryan,
evening, lads. How you both doing? You well?
All right, matey. How are you?
Very good, very good. Feels like I've been on ages. What's all that about?
Well, we're trying to get rid of you, mate. It's tough, isn't it?
I shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked. I've been on here for too long. I just shouldn't leave open-ended questions out there for Jamie O'Hara.
Don't dangle the carrot, mate. Come straight up.
Good to be back, though.
Yeah, no, we love you, mate. Look, let's talk about the Champions League games. Obviously, tomorrow night we've got a big one live on talkSPORT. Real Madrid versus Benfica. Obviously, there's a lot riding on this game, and there's a lot going on in this game.
Yeah, I know. It's the third time these two are playing each other in a month. Obviously, it was the 4-2, the keeper header, incredible. Then a narrow 1-0 ugly win with an ugly undertone last week, wasn't it? But what's happened since? Well, Madrid lost 2-1 on the weekend away from home, and Benfica got back to winning ways 3-0. But as you'd expect, Jay, with Madrid being at home, they're the favourites at 8-15. Benfica are 9-2, and the draw's on at 7-2. A few factors, obviously a few undertones to this, as I mentioned. I mean, Mourinho's not going to be on the touchline either. He was sent off last week. So a few things to if you're going to have a bet on this one to think about. Now, Madrid to win, both teams to score, that's boosted. You'll be pleased to hear. It's 15-8. I do expect it to be a tasty one, so that is something that my eyes were drawn to straight away. But you're going to have to get creative, yes. The kind of pick for this fixture I'm going for is Vinicius Jr. Yes, you could go down the something to prove route, but I'm not going to go down that. I'd much rather go down statistics and the form. He's got 4 goals in 3 games. He scored the only goal in that loss on the weekend. The only goal for Madrid, that is. The only goal in the whole fixture last week. And he's 11-10 to score any time. A man in form. You're still getting something back on him. Vinny Jr. is probably my pick of the day to score any time, to factor into bet builders if you think Madrid are going to do it.
Okay, let's talk about the next game. PSG versus Monaco. It feels like Monaco have wasted their chance. They were 2-0 up last week, and then Doué came on for Dembele, and that seemed to change the game. PSG have a 3-2 lead. It's hard to look past PSG.
Yeah, it really is. And that's what happens when you have a team like PSG, Jason, who are just steeped in quality. It was unbelievable. It was a fantastic game, a cracker, for the neutral. It's also one that my pick of the week came in. I said Monaco for the 1-up early payout. That happened in the first minute. So, yeah, plenty to go at here. PSG are the huge favourites at home. They're 2-9. That is despite them obviously going 2-0 down last week and having to really fight for this result. You do feel like Monaco shot themselves in the foot, not bringing anything back here. But they're 19-2 to get a win, Monaco. 6-1 even for the draw, which of course wouldn't do it for them, but that would do the trick for PSG. Again, you get creative here. PSG and both teams to score feels like a plausible outcome. It's 13-10, boosted by talkSPORT Bet. So head on over to the app, check the boosters tab if you like that. Bacola's boosted for 3 shots on target, another player with quality. 13-5. It's a nice price that removes any need of a goal for again, a fantastic player. But you mentioned him as you brought that in there, Doué. He comes on injured for Dembele. He scores. He's 17-20 anytime tomorrow. He scored after 3 minutes on the weekend as well. So you don't just have to look at this Champions League fixture. He's again a man in form. Even you can look at 2 goals or more at 15-4. They're at home and they're the favourites. So looking at a player like that for 2 goals or more, again, very plausible.
Okay, what about Juventus versus Galatasaray? Juventus got it all to do.
They're shambles, in the words of Jamie O'Hara. Shambles. That was embarrassing for them. I mean, to lose is one thing, but 5-2, you have to go back to 1959 when Juventus last conceded 5 in Europe. I mean, that was a real stinker. And they're just in a really bad run of form as it is. Now, and I say this because Juventus are favourites for this game. They're 9-20. Galatasaray are 9-2. That's generous. That is generous. Galatasaray don't lose many to Juventus either. They've only lost 1 in 7, I think, when these two have clashed. So Galatasaray at 9-2 is an eyebrow raiser for me anyway. So, do with that information what you will. The draw 17-4. I mean, Juve lost to Como on the weekend 2-0, lads here. They're really in a bad run of form. So my pick for this fixture is the 1-up early payout, which came in last week in the Monaco game. Galatasaray 13-10. Remove the risk of waiting for that full-time result. If Galatasaray go 1-up, talkSPORT Bet will pay out at 13-10. So, it's, again, all to do for Juve. 3 goals they need, lads. 3-goal advantage just to take it to extra time.
They need to score the first goal. Another team needs to score the first goal. Another Italian side, Atalanta. They're 2-0 down at home to Borussia Dortmund. It feels a bit too much of a mountain to climb, this one.
Yeah, I know, it is a tough one. And either Bayern or Arsenal await the winner as well, so it doesn't get any easier for either of these prospects of an early De Classica. But Atalanta, they finished 2 places and 2 points ahead of Dortmund in the group, but they lost 2-0, as you mentioned there. They are the favourites at home. They beat Napoli on the weekend just gone. Again, football's crazy, isn't it? And there's so many narratives. That is as good as a result gets for them coming into this one. They're just over evens. Dortmund are 85-40, so Atalanta the favourites. favourites, and the draw's 27-10. talkSPORT Bet have decided to boost Atalanta to win and both teams to score. It's boosted to 14-5, so you can again head to talkSPORT Bet app and check that out. But you can look. It's only a 2-goal advantage, so you can look at all the possible outcomes here, Jace. You can look at extra time. Atalanta 14-1, Dortmund to do it in extra times 28-1. All the dreaded penalties, I feel, could be a factor. It could be, 18-1. It's worth looking at. I'm going to say just quickly, because it came in for me last week, Dortmund, if you want a Dortmund bias bet builder, Guirassy, I just think he's such a superstar. 27-20 to score anytime, or 5-1 to score first. So, if Dortmund are going to do it, he'll probably be involved. So plenty to look at again, boys.
Okay, Rhino, you're a star, mate.
Rhino.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
All right, that was a look at the latest odds. Thanks to talkSPORT Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. Be going with dog.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Now, there was a massive guest on today's Drive Time show. Brighton midfielder James Milner joined the boys after he broke the Premier League appearance record this weekend. He was asked whether he ever thought this would ever be achievable.
I don't know, maybe a few years ago, but it's not something, honestly, that's ever really been in my mind. I just keep playing and trying to contribute where I can with my team, and get asked about it a lot, obviously, in interviews over the last few years, and people mention it and stuff. But for me, that's not really something that's been at the forefront of my mind. It was something that's a possibility and something that, might be nice if you get there. But I've always just wanted to keep playing football and trying to help the team however I can. And if those sorts of things come along, then fine. But that's, Banter, you've played with me. It's always trying to do what you can for the team and trying to get the wins on the board, really, which was the biggest thing about the weekend. We were so desperate to get that win and the 3 points. So it turned it into a great day that we managed to do that.
Yeah, obviously he's done an unbelievable thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't get away from that.
No.
He's very humble, James Milner, isn't he?
Yep.
He's very about the team, about playing, and everything's about points, and that's probably why he's had such longevity.
Yeah, no, he's a Premier League legend. I can only imagine if you're a young lad, 18, 19, 20, being integrated into the first team squad at any team he's been at over the last 7 or 8 years. You must look at him and go, oh my God, it's James Milner. He was playing football before some of the lads were born.
Yeah, I know.
And and they've been in their life. He's been in their life the whole time they've been watching Premier League football.
Yeah.
And you've got James Milner there. That weight of responsibility is not wasted on him.
Yeah.
He understands it. He's the ultimate pro.
Doesn't feel like he's letting up, by the way.
Well, it doesn't look like it. He still looks as fit
I
as
wouldn't be surprised if he played another 2 seasons.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's a place for him somewhere. And we've seen Henderson go in, Xhaka, right? There's a place for some of these older heads, certainly in the middle of the park, where you need an experienced head.
Yeah.
I agree with you. He doesn't look like the sort of boy that's given up many times. So, like you and I both know, me in particular, you're a long time retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when that's it. It's over. Retired at 29, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's my gosh, he could play. Was he 38?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think he's younger than me.
That's remarkable.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a Premier League legend, and
he's 40. He's 40 years old. He's a year older than me.
He looks younger than.
He does look young, doesn't he?
Mind you, he's still.
He still looks 25. He ain't changed.
No, he hasn't, has he? Still got his teeth. Still got his barnet.
He's still got his teeth.
No, he's still. Well, I think he's still got his own teeth. They look natural.
But he was such a good athlete physically.
Yeah, and he's the ultimate pro. He's the ultimate pro, and that's why teams love him around. He's what an acquisition he's been at Brighton.
Yeah,
Hertzler must be looking at him going, "Oh my God, I got so Hertzler's younger than him, yeah."
Yeah.
Imagine over that you got someone like I can look at and go, "You're my corporal on the pitch."
Yeah. It's a leadership quality. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done, James Milner. Right, we're going to be joined by Ian Dancer. He's going to run through a huge night EFL action on talkSPORT. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet.
boxing greats Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. have agreed a professional rematch in September, 11 years after a fight that came 5 years too late. Does Floyd's unbeaten record and the professional status of the bout add any intrigue to this at all?
No. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again. Floyd Mayweather has had a variety of different bouts. I mean, I hear that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. I don't understand what that thinking is. Or an exhibition. We've seen him fight and hold up Conor McGregor in an exhibition fight. It's Netflix building entertainment models around sport. Sport is entertainment. It crosses over. Netflix have got a proven model of success that ultimately they invest some money into these sort of things, whether it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. They look at their lifetime value of their average subscriber, not every subscriber, but their average subscriber, and then they multiply it by the amount of subscribers they think they're going to get as new ones, and they make a commercial decision.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because everything that they've done so far is massive, and this obviously will be a talking point. I mean, Anthony Joshua's knockout victory over Jake Paul in December wasn't something that the boxing fraternity wanted, but it appears to be that they understand what people want, what the rest of the community wants.
You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We're going to bring you back pages as soon as we get them. First, been a huge night in the EFL action, live across the talkSPORT network. Joining us now to run through all the biggest stories from tonight is talkSPORT's EFL commentator, Ian Danter. All right, Dance?
Dance in your pants.
How are you, boys? Nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Dan. So let's start. Swansea, they drew 1-1 with Preston in the Champions. All the talk, though, ahead of the game was the fact hip-hop superstar Swansea minority owner Snoop Dogg was in attendance for his first match watching the Swans. Have a look at this if you're on YouTube. What'd you make of that, Dance? Would you wear that clobber?
Well, what I know about fashion, Jamie, you could write on the back of a postage stamp with a very thick marker pen. So it's certainly not me. It's not my style, but it fits Snoop, fits the dog, so it works for him. Yeah, he went out about 15 minutes before kickoff and did a lap of honour, and the punters seemed to love it. Paul Heckingbottom, the Preston manager, wasn't too impressed by his antics. He said the tunnel smelt of wacky backy. That he said that was the only thing that made him realise something was different about the Swansea.com stadium than normal. And Preston very nearly spoilt the party. They were
I've got to jump in because we've got some breaking news. West Brom have just sacked their head coach Ramsey after 9 games.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I mean that's been in the post for a little while. You wouldn't believe it with only 9 games in, Jamie. But I was there on Saturday. When I was on my way up to Manchester to work for talkSPORT at Man City, I watched about an hour of West Brom Coventry, and West Brom barely laid a glove on, admittedly, a very good Coventry side, but I was struggling to see what the identity was in what Eric Ramsey's trying to bring to West Brom. So they're drawn with Charlton tonight. They're still the right side of the dotted line in terms of the relegation zone, because Leicester, in the game I've seen at Middlesbrough, only got a point themselves. So West Brom is still out of the bottom three. But the underlying trend of results for Leicester would appear to suggest that, having just got back-to-back draws, they could be improving. So there's no sign of improvement really from West Brom. So it seems
they've had a bit of a stinker, Dan, haven't they? You know, Ryan Mason, I thought was a strange appointment. You know, it's a risk for a club like them to bring in, to bring in Mason, and in this one, it's just
that's 2 left field appointments in a row, you would say, Jamie.
Yeah, I know, crazy.
Because I don't think the fans took to Ryan Mason particularly in the first instance. Although
no,
Eric Ramsey coming in from MLS football, no real experience of the Championship. It just felt like a punt from the West Brom ownership, and it's failed them.
Dance, what do they do now? It's not uncommon that we've just seen Forest appoint their 4th manager of the season. We're going to see West Brom do their 3rd manager of the season. This is the last throw of the dice. You would have thought at this stage of the season. You heard the rumours knocking about. It may not be a massive surprise, even though it's still a shock or whatever you want to look at. But where they're going to go?
Well, you put me on the spot there, Jason.
I know, but I didn't.
I'm instantly
I don't expect you to have the answer, but I'm just saying, is there any rumours knocking about who might?
No, well, I mean, obviously this news has only just broken. Yeah. The one name that was being talked about when I was in the gantry at West Brom on Saturday was Tony Mowbray, who is a former West Bromwich Albion manager. His last, he was at Birmingham a couple of years ago, but got poorly and had to step back. But he's back, fighting fit again. Now, maybe that's somebody who has got so much deep Championship experience. He can be brought in. But it's all dependent on what the board think, Chase, because where do you guess next based on the 2 appointments they've just made?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the 2 appointments they've made, surely they've had
Mowbray's a handbrake turn completely from what they've had before.
Well, then, but it's a handbrake turn that you might need. Instantly in my head, I go Steve Bruce, Sam Allardyce. Tony Mowbray. I mean, Dyche ain't going to go to the Championship.
No,
but like in my head, that's where you go. Yeah. And I don't know who that guy is in the Championship that they can get. But West Brom are a big football club.
They are, and it didn't get as toxic at West Brom on Saturday as I might have expected to do when they went 2-0 down before half-time to Coventry. Sometimes you go to those grounds where it just feels horrible, feels icky, and everything feels like it's just ready to go off. But I think there's a bit of apathy. That's the dangerous thing at the Hawthorns at the minute, that it just felt, okay, we're going to lose to Coventry. It just felt a little bit apathetic. So whoever is going to come in next has got a massive game next up, because Oxford are next up on Saturday. And Oxford are in the bottom 3. West Brom are just outside of it. So 2 away fixtures to come at Oxford and Sheffield United. Then they've got Southampton at home, and Southampton have got by 5 goals to St Mary's tonight. So, well, they're running out of games. It just felt like Eric Ramsey truly had the crowd on his side, didn't win any games. And I hate saying it when a manager's only lasted 9 games, but it felt inevitable. It seems stupid saying it, Jamie, that we're saying it's inevitable that a manager loses his job after 9 games, but here we are.
It's crazy, but that's the way of the world with the football managers these days. Right, I'm going to move on to Wrexham. They are flying. I mean, they won tonight against Portsmouth, 2-1. Wrexham gaffer Phil Parkinson spoke to talkSPORT after the game, discussed the expectations at the club to win promotion to the Premier League.
No, I'm enjoying it, to be honest with you. Like, every game is feels got a special atmosphere to it, and sometimes, in the past when we've had a big win on a Saturday and you come Tuesday, it can be a bit flat, but it wasn't like that tonight in the stadium, because the supporters are enjoying the kind of the big match atmosphere of the Championship, and so are the players.
Yeah, look, he's done an unbelievable job, Phil Parkinson. I mean, I expected him to come in and be decent in the Championship. I didn't expect them to be playoffs.
It's been a terrific season for Wrexham, and I think this is what this shows is the loyalty that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have shown to Phil Parkinson, who has often been, it's been claimed, isn't it, that Phil Parkinson can't manage at this level. He's a League One manager. Well, he's not anymore. He's actually proved that he's a really good coach at this level. He's got some great talent working for him. He's brought in experienced players like Josh Windass, and he got Sam Smith in. Jay Rodriguez is there. There's also players like Ryan Longman, who's been excellent on the right-hand side, and I love Ollie Rathbone. I know he didn't start tonight, came on as a sub, but in central midfield, he's been terrific. Cleworth got another goal tonight up from the back. It's all coming up roses for Wrexham, and it's testament to the ownership sticking with Phil Parkinson and not just deciding, let's go with a Hollywood appointment now that we're in the Championship. There's nothing to stop Wrexham. Their home form's good. They could be playoff bound, boys, and then you get in the playoffs.
Well, you never know.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's obviously, I mean, the Hollywood story is going to be used many, many times. I'm kind of feel a bit loath to use it, but the reason I have, I just wonder is, some teams can go up too soon. Can you see that being the case, or is there a part of their infrastructure and what they've done and how they've built it? You could build a case if they do get promoted that they could put up a fight like some of the teams have done this season?
Well, I think you only have to look at what Sunderland did. They ripped up the whole squad after getting promotion last season, coming up through the playoffs, and made a raft of signings and have acquitted themselves really well. I know the wheels have come off a little bit lately for Sunderland, but the facts are there. That it was an age before they lost at home, and it was Liverpool that finally ended that record. And that was just about the board deciding, right, this squad that's got us out of the division, we're grateful to them for what they've done, but we need more. And really good work in the transfer market. Maybe that's food for thought for Wrexham if they do indeed get up.
Maybe. Yeah.
We're 10 years on from when Bournemouth came up.
Yeah.
And barely bought a player. And they survived, with pretty much the same squad that got them out of the Championship. Unfortunately, I think those days are gone.
Yeah,
but the Sunderland's the example to draw upon there, Jace.
Yeah, for sure. And just lastly, Middlesbrough-Leicester 1-1. They missed a chance to get back on top of the division. But Leicester, have they sorted themselves out a bit?
A little. I mean, they looked more solid tonight. That's their second draw in succession under Gary Rowett. And they threw on Fatawu and Ayew in the second half of the game I was at. They had their chances to press and home an advantage and get a second goal. It was a bit even in the second half. But what that means is, for Middlesbrough, with Ipswich and Hull winning, they're looking down a little bit, Middlesbrough. That's 3 without a win. So they're only 2 points behind Coventry at the top. But if Ipswich win their 2 games in hand on Middlesbrough, their goal difference is way better. They're going to go above Borough.
Right.
So Middlesbrough are looking in both directions at the minute. And, again, disappointing that they couldn't see it out in front of their own supporters. Hayden Hackney, I love watching, great player. He'll play in the Premier League next season, whether it's with Middlesbrough or with somebody else. But fair play to Leicester, Jamie. They stuck at it tonight and got a point that they deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dan, for your star. Thank you.
Cheers, boys.
All right, that was Ian Dancer there, talkSPORT's EFL commentator. We've got back pages coming up. John Terry's on them. God, just get on with it.
Has anyone seen Tottenham Hotspur? Can you hear me, Spurs? You must have won hell of a whooping, Jamie O'Hara, the Europa League champions. Eagle ball, eagle ball, eagle ball. Can you hear me, eagle ball? You must have won hell of a beating, Beyonce. Chicken. Thomas the Frank engine. You must have won hell of a whooping, the big cockerel. Skywalk, Beavertown Brewery, the SA signing. Has anyone seen the SA signing? Has anyone seen the SA signing? Morgan Gibbs White signing. Can you hear me, Morgan with Gibbs White signing? You almost went hell of a meeting. The Williams signing. Don't do me a favour. The referee's headset. Big Ange, AJ Tracy. Big Ange, AJ Tracy. The Seven Sisters Railway Line. Adele, Alan Sugar. Spider-Man, to dare is to do. Can you hear me? To dare is to do. You almost went hell of a meeting. To dare is to Tudor. Spurs, you almost went hell of a whooping. Whooping. Is who we are, mate?
It's just who we are, mate.
Oh, dearie me. What a terrible day to be Jamie O'Hara, eh? Spurs battered yet again by Arsenal. Another weak performance. Richie Eze come back to haunt Spurs yet again. He only plays against.
Win a trip to Cheltenham, Alan Brazil style, on talkSPORT.
Do you fancy joining talkSPORT at the famous Cheltenham Festival for Gold Cup Day?
I'll be there, mate. I'll be there.
Well, now's your chance. We're giving away the ultimate hospitality experience for 2 on Friday, March 13th. You'll get the full day VIP treatment, full-course lunch, complimentary bar all day, celebrity tipsters, and more. It's the best way to experience the races. You'll even get to meet some of the talkSPORT team on site. You'll have until 4 p.m. this Friday to get your entries in. Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50. Plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines closed this Friday, 2026, 4 p.m. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus. UK residents only. It's a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. Right, it's time for this.
JC.
Jack Cunningham joins us. Hi, Jack.
Oh, I'm surprised he's not in the studio, JC. It was only Carabag, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't want to
It's only Carabag. I suppose you're a bit embarrassed to come in the studio.
Sorry, lads. I believe Maynard went down. I'm back.
Have you got internet there, mate? In that, in your little in your bedroom.
It's literally it's just gone there. I think I'm all right.
You all right?
All right.
You're back.
Yeah.
You're in.
I'm back. I don't know what happened there. Apologies.
No good. You are useless. Right, I'm going to get into some back pages because there's a few things to talk about. Back page of the Times Sport got a headline here: Benfica's players dwarf defence.
Yeah, so Gianluca Prestiani, we know, has been suspended one match while UEFA investigate if he said something racist to Vinicius Jr. or not. And now his defence is that Vinicius Jr. called him a dwarf or a midget of some sort. He's 5'5", Prestiani, so he says that that was his defence for that. He has actually now admitted to saying something homophobic to Vinicius Jr. He's just still saying that it wasn't racist. Now, UEFA's rules state that homophobic language and racist language all come with a ban. So either way, he's getting a ban. It's just going to be a case of sort of how long. Now, the whole thing's an absolute mess. I mean, Benfica have took him along for training, even though he can't play. So he was on the Bernabeu pitch tonight training, which is just ridiculous. And then Mourinho has refused to do either his pre-match or post-match press conference tomorrow. So so there's basically just kind of been nothing been said about it. Benfica are obviously backing their player. Real Madrid players are backing Vinicius Jr. And now we've just got the UEFA investigation to go on. But this is dragging on for a bit of time now. It feels like the game will almost kind of be a secondary thing to this whole, I guess, side.
Prestiani can't play, right?
No, he can't play. He's banned.
He's banned, and Jose Mourinho's banned as well. So
yeah,
so that takes a little bit out. The
it does take a little bit of it. I think
I know what you mean. I think if Prestiani was playing and Mourinho was on the sideline, it could get quite nasty. But yeah, it's just look. We just need a resolution of the situation, and whatever happens, Prestiani's going to be banned for something. That's it, basically.
Yeah, it's an ugly affair, whatever way you look at it, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. Round of 16 bound. Newcastle to face either Barcelona or Chelsea.
Oh,
Wow.
Carrier bag,
Right.
Good team,
mate. Don't knock Carrier bag. Chelsea
Good
went out there and
team.
drew, mate.
Chelsea
Don't
got
knock
the
them,
draw with
mate.
Carrier
Don't knock them.
bag.
Don't knock them, mate. On their day. So,
On their day, I'll
so
tell you what.
Newcastle can either face Barcelona or Chelsea, and Chelsea can either face Newcastle or PSG.
Yeah. So
Wow,
the draws
tasty.
Draws on Friday.
I think. Look, can we just have an amnesty now? So can we just say it's Newcastle versus Chelsea?
It's going to be, isn't it?
Can we just? Well, can we not just? Wouldn't you rather that? I mean, I don't want to play PSG. You don't
want to play
Barca.
PSG.
Do we just say agree it now, JC?
No, because I don't want to play you. I want to play Barcelona. It's a bit more fun.
Oh, do you?
We've got,
you want to get knocked
you,
out? Well, you get knocked out either way, I suppose. But...
Yeah,
I think you've got more chance of beating Chelsea.
We're a cup team. We're a cup team. We'll
I
have
think
you.
you could
We'll
beat
have you.
Chelsea.
It could go.
Yeah,
either way,
I mean,
could go either way.
I think
over
we've
two
got a
legs.
chance.
Over 2 legs. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go on and tell us a story, JC.
No. It's all right. I think to be honest though, mate, if we get Chelsea, we're playing just 3 times in a week because of the league games in between. So it's
We've
like
seen that a little bit, haven't we? I mean, Arsenal might have to play Man City as well, like 4 times.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's
but
the fact that obviously there's 5 teams in
No.
from England in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
this was inevitable. This type of thing could happen, right?
Yeah.
And they got the League Cup final as well. Yeah.
Oh, look, I mean, tonight Newcastle weren't great, but they got the job done. It was 6-1 up, and then it was 9-3. It was a brilliant start. First 10 minutes was absolutely class. I thought we'll watch on for the record. The record's
What is the
12-1
record?
at the moment.
12-1.
12-1 over 2 legs. So I thought we won for the record, but in the end we took our foot off the gas a bit. We actually let them score twice, which was a bit annoying. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. We got through.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens. Chelsea or Barcelona. It's great to have Champions League knockout football at St James's Park. And as a Newcastle fan, I'm looking forward to it. Well, whoever it is, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great occasion, and it's kind of all we really got to play for now this season. Like we're not gonna get in the top 5. We've still got the FA Cup as well, but in terms of the Premier League, the highest we can finish probably realistically now is 7th. So we may as well try and enjoy the Champions League and see how far we can get. We saw Aston Villa got to the quarterfinals last year, pushed PSG all of the way. So I'd love to think that we could do something similar. And Chelsea or Barcelona, I think that Chelsea have shown signs that they're not at the best. I mean, you're getting a draw with Burnley at the weekend, and then also Barcelona defensively are great. But look, I don't know what'll happen, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. When's the draw? You say Friday?
Yes, Friday.
Friday.
Back page of the Sun as well. We've got Blue Out icon JT.
Yeah, John Terry speaking about... So when Enzo Maresca was sacked, we saw Callum McFarlane go in for one game to take that match at the Etihad, which Chelsea actually got a draw with a last-minute Enzo Fernandez equaliser. And basically, Callum McFarlane took over a lot of the under-21s coaches. But John Terry, who's on the under-21s and under-18s coaching staff, wasn't asked by the club to join Callum McFarlane as the sort of interim manager for, I guess, however long it was going to be. In the end, it didn't turn out to be that long. But he's just saying that he's frustrated about it, and it makes him kind of feel that he might never get the chance to be involved in the Chelsea first team or whatever. Obviously, there was that rumours that he was going to take the Oxford job a few weeks ago, which he then came out and totally dismissed. So it's clear that he wants to get into management, and I think
I don't know if he does.
No, not think so. Just wants to be involved with Chelsea.
I think he'd love to be involved at Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, because it's Chelsea, right? But I just don't see John Terry taking like an Oxford City job. I don't think he does. I don't know. I'd be surprised if I see him managing it in the Championship. That would surprise me. I just think that what he's done in the game and the way he lives and how he is, I think with the money he's made, I might be wrong. But yeah, I think if it was a big job like Chelsea come up and to be involved properly, then I think he would. But I don't know.
No, I think
he'd love to be involved at Chelsea.
Yeah, no, I think that's a
He
fair
is
point.
there though, right? I mean, he's involved with like the academy and stuff.
Yeah, he's at the academy. So this is basically what he was kind of like. He said frustrated was the word. So frustrated about because he thought he was going to get the chance to, I guess, go in with the first team for however long it was going to be. Obviously, in the end, it didn't turn out to be too long because Liam Rossini got appointed. He's still at Chelsea, still working with the kids, and he was saying how proud he is of that. So I guess it's just, it was just sort of a sort of an opportunity he didn't get, but he's not angry at them or anything like that.
All right. Just what's on the talkSPORT website?
I mean, it's hard not to talk about Bodo Glimt, really, because that team have just knocked out the Champions League finalists from last year with a side entirely made up of basically Norwegian internationals.
Amazing.
It is absolutely incredible.
And they've turned City over not that long ago.
They turned City over.
You know, yeah,
they
it's
played
remarkable.
3 games in 2026, like 3 teams in 2026,
Mm.
and they've all been in the Champions League, and they've won all of them. And it's such a great story.
No, it's a great story, but I'll tell you one team they can't turn over. Spurs. We bopped them, mate. Bopped them last season in Europa League. Bopped them. Thanks for coming. Off your pop.
Maybe they learned from Ange. That's what it was. They took Ange's ball. And this is
You've got Igor ball now.
Igor ball. No.
No, fair play to them. They've done all right, haven't they, Bodo Glimt? They're a bit of a problem over 2 legs because of where their home ground is.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the way it's set up and the plastic pitch, it's not easy to go and play there.
It's always got to be the early game as well because of the time difference and stuff. Like when you go over there, it's always got to be the early kick-off, the UK early kick-off, as it were. So, yeah, I think they're a problem, and I don't think anyone will want to play with them, especially when they don't play like underdogs. Traditional, usually underdogs is like gritty defending, like digging in, but they actually just like bop you off the pitch. It's ridiculous. To be fair, they went to the San Siro and they absolutely passed them off the park. So whoever end up playing them, that's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
But fair play to them.
Yeah, fair play to them. Absolutely. All right, Jack. Thank you,
Cheers,
mate.
JC.
No, lads. I'll catch you later.
All right, those are your back pages. Right, still to come, we're going to hear Drive Time's newest feature today, which is all about Martin Keown.